Blue Danube, Blue Monday, Blue Balls, Blue Monsters! Hello everybody, it's Dan's Monsters here again with another Monster Bomb Club video. Hang on. A brew, gotta have a brew. Hope everyone's doing okay. We're living some very strange times at the moment, so if I can cheer you up with this stupid attempt at trying to paint, I'm doing an okay job, I suppose. So I was using gouache ghost. I don't even know how to say that. Hang on, let me have a look.
Gouache.
Oh, well now you know. Anyway, so I tried to use these paints. I'm not going to try and say it again. And it was a bit of a disaster. They're brilliant paints because they've got like that opacity of watercolour but the thickness of acrylic. But I think I'm just going to have to get the How to Paint book out again because I've made an absolute bosh of this, I've got to say. I just went back to my normal way in the end. But that's okay. I'm cool with that. You've got to try it out, haven't you? You've got to do it. That bottle at the top I'm not drinking from. That's dirty water for cleaning my brushes, just in case you wondered. I'm not at that stage yet. Now, weirdly, I realised when I was painting this that it looked like the Cookie Monster from Sesame Street, of whom I have a little toy in front of my monitor as I record this. I love the Cookie Monster. I think he's got to be my favourite next to Oscar the Grouch and Animal. And I might actually try and do some Muppet paintings at some point. I was in a restaurant and they had some splattery Muppet paintings on the walls a couple of weeks back, and I really enjoyed it, really liked them, really cool. Anyway, so my initial idea for painting this was I'm going to try and emulate one of my favourite YouTube artists, Uncle Ewan. I'll put some notes about his YouTube site. He's been going for 6 years. Wow. He's a great guy. He just does really simple videos of the camera over the top of him just drawing. He goes through some of his favourite art books. He goes through his techniques. He goes through his sketchbooks. Brilliant guy. I'd really recommend you check him out. So I thought, I'm going to have a go at doing that, and it just didn't work out. It was a disaster. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't emulate him. If anything, I probably insulted him, so I do apologise, Uncle Ewan. But sometimes you just got to carry on with it, and you just got to finish it, and you're done. And that's what I did. I just carried on until it was finished, and even though I wasn't particularly happy with it, I knew I'd tried. And you've got to try, haven't you? Hard work. That's how it goes sometimes. You just got to bite the bullet and get it done. And, you know, it's good to try out different things as well, you know, and then you find out they're not for you, like Brussels sprouts and Marmite, of both which I hate and I have tried. Although, to be fair, Brussels sprouts with bacon isn't too bad. But anyway, so just making the stuff is the most important thing, not how you make it. As many of you who know my work, if you don't, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Oh, there you go. I use all the materials, all different kinds of ways, and I'll just grab something when I'm making them, and I don't have a particular plan. I've got an idea in my head, but that's about it, and then I'll just keep adding stuff on top. Mixed media is the way for me, and as you know, I have my rules that I think everybody should follow. It's not just about drawing monsters, about everything. So what are those rules? Shall I repeat them? Oh, go on then, Dan, repeat them. I can do that then. All right, I shall repeat those words. Here we go. So number 1, remember this. How to draw monsters and other stuff. They are not real, so draw them any damn way you want. Number 2, forget stuff like anatomy. Who cares? Number 3, use any tool and as many as you like, as long as it makes an unholy mess. And number 4, most importantly, have some bloody great fun. Really important that. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Make up a landscape, make up this, make up that. Just go for it and make what you want. It's really, really good. Now, to be fair, dun dun dun, I don't always follow them myself. I should do, really, but I don't. Now, I believe it was General Douglas MacArthur, who said, "You are remembered for the rules you break. Rules are mostly made to be broken and are too often for the lazy to hide behind." which is, you know, quite cool. He also did say, whoever said the pen is mightier than the sword obviously never encountered automatic weapons. He has a point, but it's a bit warmongery. But there we go. We live in a world like that. He did have good quotes and good quotes. But I do like that idea. I do like that sort of idea of rules are mostly made to be broken. Rules are made to be broken. People put them in the way. You don't have to follow them. It's fine to knock them on the head. It's fine to try something else. I think it's a really good point, and I think everybody should do that, especially when making art. You know, art should not be quantified by some kind of list of things you have to do. You've got to draw like this, you've got to draw like that, you've got to paint like this, you've got to paint like that, you've got to sculpt like this, you've got to sculpt like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I went to university for a while and did it was mainly abstract expressionism and performance art, which quite frankly I absolutely hated, but that's a whole other thing. But I do think it's alright to make crappy art. I do think it's alright to try these things out. I think it's really important that we try these things out. Yeah, I think it's something we have to do. I don't know what happened there. I paused, didn't I, for a minute there? So, yeah, you know, go out, break some rules, make some crap. If it's crap, put it in the bin, do it again. Doesn't make any difference. This painting will not be going any further, I wouldn't have thought, apart from in here. I get rid of a load of stuff. Draw every day. I try to draw something at least every day. A lot of it I will bin by the end of the year just to clear the drawers out. You won't believe how much stuff I threw away when I moved house, you know. So I've burnt paintings just to have a fire. They're not precious to me, and that's another thing. It shouldn't be precious to you unless somebody specifically asks you to create something for them, and then it's precious for them. Don't make your art precious. Doesn't matter. Oh, it's not precious. Who cares? It's only worth as much as somebody will pay for it. Quite frankly, it doesn't bother. You can't judge it by an hourly rate. So there you go. Let's get them rules out there and let's just make some stuff. Anyway, how did I make this? So, I laid out the watercolour wash like I normally do to give it a bit of background colour, and then I laid on the gouache down. Now, when you lay it down fairly thick, it gets quite chewy. So if you try and use it in pasto, it doesn't necessarily work, and I always forget that. So you end up having to add more and more water to it as I went along. Now, I probably thinned it out a bit too much, so I started to add the light tones and a yellow for some reason. I've no idea why I did that. I just thought, I need to add a bit of a yellowing highlight. I must have looked at the wrong colour wheel or something. It just turned into a bit of a gummy mess. So I decided in the end to just get the good old knackered Kuretake pen out and start adding some black with some bold lines. And I would have used my parallel pen, which I love, but it doesn't work well with this pen, and I didn't want to get the end all clogged up. So I grabbed the Pilot signature pen that I got originally from when I was working at Waterstones. I was introduced to those. It's got a real big, thick black single line, and the pen and the ink's really, really dark. So I used that into the paint as well. And then I got some coloured pencil crayons out to give a bit of highlight and a bit of detailing. And I really like using those. I like the pigment is really strong. They're the watercolour based ones, so you can draw with them and add a bit of watercolour on top of them to sort of thin them out, which is fantastic. Now, I got about halfway through this, 3/4 of the way through it, and I thought, actually, it's not looking too bad now. My initial idea of trying to make a painting that didn't need any black lines on it failed, but I thought, I'm just not going to worry about it looking like somebody else's stuff. It's just going to look like mine, and that's fine. That's what I'm talking about when I say just make it all your own. Your initial idea might be, hey, I'm going to make it. I want to draw like Leonardo da Vinci. But sometimes that just ain't going to happen because you have a style, and your style is your style. Don't try and emulate anybody else's style. I did. It was a disaster, as you can probably tell. And of course, it wouldn't be a Dance Monsters painting without splatter. So I started splattering everything up like I always do. And again, that's okay. It's okay to repeat stuff. Yeah. So I splatter very liberally. And then I think this added a lot more texture to the image and brought the image together. And every time I do that, I think it adds I like the idea of this texture of the splattering. Something you can't get on a computer because they take like little shots. Your brush is the same brush every 5 times. Whereas with a splattery brush or a toothbrush, it just goes, oh, who knows? Might not turn out like that. I've got no idea. Where's it going to go? And so that, effectively speaking, by the time we're done, was another one finished. So, although it's okay to be unhappy with work, your work doesn't always work out the right way. The work doesn't always come across the right way. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned, and that's all okay. Nobody's bothered. I'm not bothered. Get out there, draw some monsters. That would be my recommendation anyway. So there you go. So that's another pretty much at the end of this Dan's Monsters Monster Bomb drawing video. I hope you liked it. I've got some other videos to do now. I'm away for a couple of weeks, so I won't be around. Please tell your friends about it. Thanks for stopping by and watching it. Now I've finished this picture, it'll go into a drawer and gather dust like all the other ones that I do. Or eventually within a year, maybe use them to light a fire. Oh, it's getting up to winter time now, of course, here in the UK. So we're just into September. So, oh yeah, I've got plenty of Kindle to get the fire going. With everything that I do. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming around. Tell your friends, share, subscribe, help me out, message anybody you can do. Oh, and you can grab a copy of my mini zine, Daily Monsters, which are the monsters that I put up on my Substack every single day, give or take. I put them into a little zine. You can get it from my Ko-Fi store. I'll put the links down in the description. You know, if you want to support an artist, buy the stuff. That's the best way to do it. Just buy the stuff. Yeah, that is the best way to do it, I can guarantee you. You can do all the Patreon stuff and obviously the Ko-Fi stuff. Ko-Fi is good because you can buy somebody a brew, you know, send them £3. If you like an artist, just send them not £3. You won't believe how important that can be. But yeah, you can do obviously the Ko-Fi, you can do memberships, you can do Patreon, which I have tried, etc. But I really do think if you like an artist and you can afford it, because not everybody can afford a subscription. Let's be honest, everything's a flipping subscription now, isn't it? You know, from soap to underwear to coffee and things like that. And not everybody can afford that because it's tough times. It is, you know, the way you want to look at it across the globe. So, you know, if you want to support them, and you can do, and they've got something cheap enough, for example, my zine is £3.50, so very cheap. Buy something. If they've got digital, buy it digitally if you can't afford the postage, because that's another killer, of course. Thank you very much, President of the United States. Unfortunately, I think it costs an absolute fortune, and the post office in this country at the moment, the UK, is not sending to America because they don't know what the situation is going to be. That's not cool. But if they do digital stuff, buy it digitally. If they've got stuff you can get through the post, buy it. You don't just buy that one bit of work. An artist of any description will be forever grateful for that. It just gives them that little extra, you know what, it's worthwhile doing this. I think that's really important. So if you can do, please do. And not me necessarily, somebody you like. You might hate my stuff. I would understand that, quite honestly. But give them a go. Find an artist. Buy anything you can do, even if it's only £1 or a sticker. Just to support them. That's a really good way to do it. Yeah, buy stuff. Consumerism is awesome. I'm lying. Alright. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the stuff. I'm sorry it's a bit rambly. But I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate you looking at this. Thanks, guys. Bye!